Media.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 59 of the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. I'm your host, Ricky Chabruggi, and joining me tonight is Derek from Arizona. Kelsey was unable to join us tonight because she had to work, so she won't be able to be with us tonight. How's everything going down your way?
Pretty good. I'm listening to Eddie Murphy in the background.
Oh, well.
You did that one day. You inspired this.
Oh, did I?
One day we were before a show, you were listening to Eddie Murphy.
My girl wants to party all the time?
You were. You were getting ready for the show. You were getting hyped.
Yeah, I was.
No, I listen to stuff while I do shows, just really quiet in the background, and I couldn't think of anything. And I was like, Ricky blasted some Eddie Murphy recently. I want to listen to this. I've never listened to him. It's pretty good.
Yeah. No, I do apologize for having the show a day late. I was having some wonky internet issues last night. When I first got back from doing some errands and got on the internet, I had no internet at all. And I tried to get hold of somebody at Cox, which didn't happen. But so I finally got a hold of somebody through their Facebook page, strangely enough, and talked to them for a little bit. And they told me the outage was because of ingress at our facilities plant and that their engineers were monitoring the situation last night. So whatever ingress at our facilities plant means, I have no idea. But after it came back up, it would go up, down, up, down, up, down. So it just, we were going to try to do the show, and I kept losing my signal, and then I'd get reconnected, and I would lose it and reconnect and lose it.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah, I did manage to do some flyers last night, and I was having issues with that because even during the middle of uploading some of the flyers, it would say, lost your signal. So it was a battle last night, but today is doing a lot better.
What's up, Christopher?
I did replace my coax, and I've got a tech coming Tuesday to check some things. So hopefully we're good to go now.
Hey, Roxanne.
Hey, Roxanne. Hey, Christopher. Everybody shout out where you're watching from. Let us know.
There's not quite as many people as there usually is on a Thursday night, but we got 44 people hanging out with us tonight. Yeah. Hey, is anybody watching on YouTube or Twitter?
Shady Booty on YouTube.
Shady Booty. Roll call. Linda's here. Oh, from your neck of the woods. Cassandra's from your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Topeka.
Cimarron.
I used to live in Garden City. I like Cimarron. It's a nice little
Southeast Oklahoma.
Arkansas City, right?
There we go. We ventured out of Kansas, Southeast Oklahoma.
Baxter Springs. That's where they used to do this huge Little League tournament in Baxter Springs when I was a kid. Yeah. I never got to go. I wasn't good enough. Southeast Oklahoma. Awesome. Topeka? Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if anybody's watching from any of the other platforms, YouTube or Periscope, aka Twitter, say hi from over there as well. We like going out to everywhere.
Oh yeah, Marysville.
Sweet, I like it.
And Michelle Gomez. Oh, I wanted to get. Can't think of his name off the top of my head. I wanted to get him as a guest on the show. I'll have to try to see if we can line him up for Tuesday since we were having some internet difficulties.
Right.
Manhattan. Lawrence.
Mulvane.
All right.
I love it. We go all over the place, man.
Mm-hmm.
All over that beautiful state.
Yeah. I feel bad we had to do this on a Friday instead of a Thursday. Kind of messed things up a little bit. But hey, at least we're here tonight. We're ready to roll. So.
Yeah.
Seems like hopefully my internet issues are squared away.
Hey, tap on your microphone. You're not going through that microphone.
I'm not. Oh my goodness. Let me see what's going on here.
I was like, he sounds really weak tonight. Click on the camera mic button. You might be going through the wrong sound card.
Let's see here.
We'll figure it out. This is live. This is live streaming, folks.
Yeah, it is.
We got to fix things on the fly. It's cool though.
Yeah.
We do it all the time. You know what's crazy is Norm, his mic didn't work the last show we just did. Abilene in the house, Hayes in the house, loving it. You sound fine if we can't figure it out, but yeah, you're not going through that mic.
I'm trying to figure out what we're supposed to right click on over here. What was it usually have me click on?
The speakers.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
And then go to open sound settings.
There we go. Sorry,
Let's
folks.
see what she's doing.
Sorry,
Garden
folks.
Plains, Kansas. Nice.
Okay, there we go.
Tara Wilder.
It
She looks like
says-
has like an engagement picture in her photo.
It says
Congratulations.
It says microphone to USB PNP sound device is what I'm using.
Okay, now go to StreamYard, and there should be a camera microphone button at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, cam mic. Okay.
Click that, and then click audio.
Okay. It says microphone to USB PNP sound.
Really
Yeah.
weird. Oh well,
Here's-
you sound fine. We'll figure it
Okay.
out later.
Okay.
Emporia. Oh, she said it's her wedding. That's awesome.
All right.
Congratulations, high school sweetheart.
Congratulations. Awesome.
It's always nice when you can find your partner early on in life.
I'm
I
still
know
looking.
some people that have. I know Ricky's still looking.
I'm still
No, I know
looking.
some people that have been together since we were kids. 16 years old, and now I'm 38 years old. Man, that's a long relationship.
Yeah, it is.
Some of their kids have kids. I mean, time gets away from you, buddy. Time gets away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations, Tara. That's awesome.
Yep, congratulations.
Well, we are gonna work on some cases tonight. We are gonna try to
All
bring
right.
some people home. And dated in high school, went our separate ways, and got back to. Oh, awesome!
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's really cool. Congratulations. It's always nice to reconnect
Mm-hmm. It definitely is.
with people. Well, we'll figure out the mic situation. You sound fine as of right now, though. You're going through like your computer mic or something, and it sounds fine.
Okay.
So we'll be all right. You might just try unplugging your USB and plugging it back in, see if that works. I don't know. Give it just a second. Give it just a second. Give it just a second. Oh, live streaming. Now I can't hear you at all. There we
Okay.
go.
There we go. I done mute.
Now you're using your headset.
Okay, cool.
Now you sound like a grown boy. Okay. We'll be right back after this. Everybody covering some cases. You're watching Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast.
If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888.
Okay, well, Lincoln, if you're asking what it is, well, this is what it is. We cover missing persons cases, and we try to help bring people home and get them back to where they belong. And the first one we're going to do is Alex Michael Head, missing from Dickinson County, Kansas since January 15, 2019. At the time he went missing, he was 33. He's now 36. He was 5'10", 134 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes. He was last seen driving a 2002 silver Dodge Durango with a broken headlight in Chapman, Kansas. It was believed at that time he may be heading to Salina. And as of right now, that 2002 silver Dodge Durango, it has not been found either.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, at the time of his disappearance, he was 33. He'd now be 36. He's 5'10" and weighs 135 pounds, and he has brown hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Alex's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Dickinson County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 785-263-4081 or 785-263-4041 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And I was contacted by a family member of Alex's last night and was wanting us to let everyone also know that Alex was a dad as well, and he has a little boy. And do you have that photo handy that I sent you last night
Yeah, let me grab that real quick. I forgot to load it.
of Alex's little boy Hunter? And we're going to show you a picture of Hunter here in just a second here.
I thought I had it. Yeah, I got it right here.
Okay.
Now,
And that's Hunter. That's Alex's little boy. Alex Head's little boy. And as of right now, he doesn't have a dad, and we're trying to help find his dad and get his dad brought home.
no, anytime you can't find a vehicle, I just think of water. Is there any bodies of water around there?
I'm not sure where exactly. As you know, it said on the flyer there that.
Where is he from?
Let's see. He's missing from Dickinson County, and he was last seen driving the Dodge Durango in Chapman. So I would assume he was. I don't know if he lived in Chapman or where he lived at that point, but his starting point was Chapman apparently.
So Chapman is right next to Junction City, and just north of Junction City is Milford Lake.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just speculating, but anytime you like a complete vehicle's been missing, I always think water.
Right.
And knowing that, I don't know how far that is, but it doesn't look far. Like you can go north from Chapman on Rain Road, and you can make your way all the way right to the lake.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And again, we don't know anything about this case. It's just anytime there's a vehicle missing too, I just, a perfect place sometimes that didn't even mean foul play. Some we have cases where, they find people in the water and it was an accident, I've seen, they found a car in a satellite photo behind this property. They found a car like right off the edge, and there was some guy that had been missing for like 30 years,
Right. There's been a lot of that here recently. Of course, there's that, that Adventures with Purpose. That's basically what they do is they go around looking in bodies of water for missing persons and see if they can help find them. So that's, and I know that here recently they just helped solve one that was like 20 years old. They found a vehicle in water, and I believe it was a female, and her body was still inside the vehicle. So
Greensburg.
Yep.
Hutchison.
Smoky Hill River runs through Chapman, according to Trisha Arnold. I didn't know that.
This is a missing and endangered person live stream / podcast, Lincoln. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, definitely.
JD says BFE.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Just be sure everybody you're sharing the show and letting everybody know we're on and running, and ask them to join us. And
the only reason I brought up body of water is just because the truck's missing too.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times people will see, you'll see the person was last seen in this vehicle, and then you'll find out that car's found somewhere, sometimes suspiciously found somewhere. Yeah. But most of the time you find the car,
Right.
Nisi, we're going to save your comment for a little bit. We're going to go through one more case, and then we like to pull your comments, and they're always little side conversations we have, and we love it. Right. Tell us about Allison. I feel like we covered her recently. Did we?
Yeah, we did, and she decided to go missing again.
Okay.
And she went missing on May 23rd. She's 16 years old. She's 5'3", 140 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes, and her nose is pierced. Again, she's been missing since May 23rd. And if you have any information regarding Allison's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or 316-660-9478 or 316-268-4111 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get her found again and get her back to where she needs to be.
Yeah. Not easy being 16.
Yeah. Yep.
Thanks, Amy.
I don't even have her on my list. Interesting. I must have forgot to write her down somewhere. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Amy Jean says we're doing a great service to these people and their families. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
So this one, I'm guessing it's another state because it's a different color. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about Brianna.
Yeah, this one my ex-wife actually brought to my attention.
Oh wow.
And yeah, she's I'm gonna find the flyer here. Second here, I'm trying to find it. I know I pulled it. There it is. Okay, Brianna Paris Milton. Okay, she's missing from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Been missing since October 21st, 2020. 16 years old. She's 4'11", 140 pounds. Her hair is kind of dyed reddish orange, and she has blue eyes. She was last seen leaving the Bridgeport subdivision off of Highway 15 at the Pine Groves apartment in Myrtle Beach. She does wear braces on her teeth. And in reading a lot of her mom's posts and things like that, I don't know the details behind the post, but a lot of her mom's posts says the state lost her. I don't know how or what or anything like that. She just
was
says
she in
the
state
state's lost
custody
her.
and went missing? Because you see a lot of stories about how like I've seen Kansas years ago, like 7-8 years ago, but it was like Kansas, like on the books, had lost like 200 kids. But I mean,
think I saw something about
define
that.
that. You know, what does that mean? Does it mean like that they like went like that they just lost them, or like these people ran away? I mean, it's just like, to me, it's a headline.
Yeah.
But you know, I can see how if somebody's in state care and they go missing, I can totally see how a parent would blame state power for their child being missing because they were in their custody, you know.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I think it's a very slippery slope, you know.
Yeah.
Because there's, you know, when it comes to what we do here, you know, with missing and endangered people, we don't know the story for why they're not there.
Right. Now, if anybody does have any information regarding her disappearance or you know where she might be, please call the Horry County, South Carolina Police Department at 843-248-1520 and get some information called in, see if we can help get her brought home. I know we're all the way over in Kansas, but this podcast and this page goes cross country, so let's get it out there and get it shared and get her found. Did we want to go back and revisit Nisi's comment or?
Rochelle says, has there been an increase in missing people in Kansas? Ricky's been pretty busy this year.
I have been.
I don't know if it's how it compares to last year or anything, but I know we've been doing several 20 plus, you know, case shows.
Yeah. Today's like 21 or 22. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's if necessarily more, just I guess maybe more aware of it, maybe.
Illinois cold case solved. Authorities say the 76-year-old man has been arrested in the stabbing death of a 15-year-old Illinois girl nearly half a century ago.
Wow. 49-year-old Illinois slang. Oh, wow.
I love when a good cold case gets solved.
Yeah, that's incredible.
You just like, they just show up at somebody's house and they're in their 70s and they're just like, and not to be too dark, but I was watching the Son of Sam thing, and there was this guy who was a security guard who had always been suspected of murdering this girl in a church like 30-40 years ago, and they could never prove it. And then, you know, as things happened, DNA came out and they proved it was him, and they went to his house and the guy ended up, you know, taking his own life because, like, you know, he just knew like, okay, like, that's what we talk about these people that get away with stuff. Like, I don't think you really get away with anything. I'm telling you, I mean, that guy, the way he ended things, you're telling me he wasn't waiting for that ring on the doorbell his whole life? Like, I'm sure he has like ulcers, you know, just looking over his shoulder, you know.
Right.
I don't think people get away with stuff like that. I think it torments them forever.
Yep.
Tell us about Brent.
Brent Irvin. That one is a Kansas City, Missouri case. And he's missing from since May 26, 2021, 43 years old, 5'9", weighs 200 pounds, brown hair and hazel eyes. He was last seen in the area of Northwest Vivian Road and North Mulberry Drive in Kansas City. He is suicidal and needs medication. I did see where somebody on the posts of the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department on their post of Brent's. A couple of people said they've seen him walking. I can't remember which street they said it was, and they called that in. And Kansas City Police said, "Well, he's in a vehicle." So, but it doesn't mean he couldn't have left the vehicle behind and took off on foot. And
Right.
I'm hoping, Kansas City, Missouri Police Department will keep that in mind. Just because he left in a vehicle doesn't mean he stayed with the vehicle.
Right.
So anyway, if you guys have any information regarding Brent's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department's Missing Persons Unit at 816-234-5136 and let them know where you've seen him at or where he might be, and see if we can't help get him found.
Yeah. A lot of people go to some dark times.
Yeah.
Go through some dark thoughts, and we obviously don't want people that we know for sure are in that mindset to be alone.
Yeah. Definitely.
If you see this, Brent, it gets better.
Yeah, it does.
It gets worse again, but it gets better every time.
Right.
There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. I deal with mental stuff. Just get some help, man. Right now, it probably seems really heavy, but trust me, better days are on the horizon.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's only temporary. It's never permanent.
Right. Don't you like it when people ha-ha this show?
And people what?
When people react to the show with a ha-ha?
Oh, really? I didn't notice.
A guy named Dave ha-ha'd this show.
Oh, wow.
I'm glad we could entertain you, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad this is funny to you. Okay, here we go. Darian Hudson. Tell us about Darian.
Yeah, that's one that's been going on for since 2017.
Wow.
Missing from Stillwater, Oklahoma. She was 23 when she went missing, and of course she'd been missing since October 22nd, 2017. She would now be 27. She's 5'3", 120 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. She was suspected to be missing after not showing up for work. She was in the process of moving back to Wichita. When she went missing, her family and friends said she does not have a vehicle and she might be suffering from a mental health crisis. And I can't remember where the construction site was, but there was a sighting of a woman that looked like Darian at this location. And when employees tried to talk to her, she didn't speak or say anything back to them. And so they went and let the boss know. And I believe when they went back out to talk to her again, I think they said that she was gone at that point, but her purse was found hanging on a fence post there. Darian's was. And then this woman was reported to be seen again talking to somebody's grandkids in somebody's yard down in that area. Give me just a second here, and I will get some more information.
Maybe talking about like a nervous breakdown situation. How terrifying is that? You just have such a bad mental health time that you kind of lose grip of reality a little bit.
Yeah.
And even if it was, say it wasn't that, say it wasn't a mental health. What if she was like, having like stroke symptoms? I mean, anytime you see somebody acting out of character, it seems like most people these days just pull their phone out and film them, but like could be somebody having like a medical, a mental health breakdown, some type of breakdown of the way the brain works. I mean, anytime you see somebody not acting right, unless they're just obviously drunk or something, but if you just see somebody not making sense, there's something going on. They need some help.
Yeah, the construction site was in Stillwater, and another twist in the case was in December, I believe it was 2017 as well. Police were alerted to a man attempting to use her debit card in Oklahoma City. Man stated he found the card in a purse on a concrete sewage container at a church construction site in Stillwater in October. Witnesses told police they had seen Darian in the wooded area walking toward Country Club Drive in McElroy on October 26, 2017. It's the last known sighting of Darian. And let's see, there was some other information too. Let's see here. Let's see here. Darian's family drove to Stillwater, went straight to the police department to file a missing persons report. That police told them they had to wait 48 hours, which I think is hogwash. They went to Darian's duplex. The door was open. A light was on. Dishes were in the sink. After 48 hours, the police opened an investigation. Let's see. There's some other information here. Police went to the site and spoke to multiple workers who remembered seeing a woman in the area on October 26, 2017. They said the woman who matched Darian's description was in a wooded area south of the site. One worker told police that the woman had a blank stare and did not engage with anyone. A man who lived on the property adjoining the church told police he saw Darian later that day talking with his grandchildren. According to the detective, the man stated his grandson got off the school bus and saw a female matching Darian's description come up out of the creek through his electrified fence onto his property and walk up to his grandchildren. By the time the man got to his grandchildren, Darian was gone. He said that Darian was headed north to McElroy and then west toward Country Club. It was the last known sighting of Darian.
Wow.
And they have used drones. They've used cadaver dogs. Her sweatshirt and wallet were found, but there was no trace of Darian. There's been no activity on her social media or her bank accounts, anything like that. So I don't know if she was suffering a mental break or if maybe she encountered some foul play along the way. I don't know.
Right.
But if anybody does have any information regarding Darian's disappearance, please call the Stillwater, Oklahoma Police Department at 405-742-8357, or you can call the department's tip line at 405-742-8327, or dispatch at 405-372-4171, and see if we can't help get her found. And she does have a tattoo on the back of her right shoulder of a big feather with some birds flying around, and it says birds of a feather flock together under it. Pretty distinctive tattoo up on that right shoulder. And it's really cool looking.
I mean, I'm thinking either elements or somebody found her in that state and took advantage. And, like,
I wonder how close of a look they took at that guy that tried to use her debit card. I'm not saying he's involved or anything, but I just wonder how close of a look they took at him.
I mean, honestly, a girl like her walking around catatonic, there's some really bad people that would take advantage of that,
No doubt.
So like that really, it's wide open for what could have potentially happened here, like obviously if she was if she was in a state where she was like completely having a mental breakdown where she wasn't even with us anymore, it was just like a catatonic situation.
Right.
The elements also could, but you've said they've done drone searches,
They've done dog searches, drone searches.
And how far could she have gotten? Well, I don't know. I mean, she may, it looks like if she was missing since the 22nd and the old man saw her on the 26th. I mean, that was her potentially walking around, aimlessly for at least 4 days. I don't know how far away that was from where she was last seen, but I don't know. There's no telling because it sounds like she was having a medical episode for sure.
Yeah.
Something that needed intervention.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that by getting her case out here again, that we can get some information generated, keep her face out there, let people know that hey, she's still missing. She's still got family that's looking for her and wanting to bring her home. And see if we can help get her brought home.
Yeah.
And they found her purse and her sweatshirt. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, October, it is a little bit chillier time of year.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. I mean, basically, to me, all scenarios are on the table. I mean, it's hard to say. I pray for the best outcome, but I don't know. It's been 4 years. Or closing in on 4 years.
Yeah. Not good. Mondi's saying when I was talking about that guard that took his own life when he got found out, the nightmare should have haunted him, always looking over his shoulder. I would imagine even if he wouldn't have been caught, his conscience always tormented him. At least you would hope. And I think so, man. Even if it's not even the conscience, just the idea of losing his freedom.
Yeah.
You know, like if people are out there are guilty of doing terrible things, I hope they're scared. I hope they
Yeah.
live in fear every day that they're going to get found out, you know, because I don't want them to have a good day. You know, if they're going to if you're going to take somebody's life or do something like that, I don't care if you have a good day or not, you know, like.
Right.
She says $10,000 reward. Hikers find the body on May 28th. While police have not revealed any details about his death, they said it was an obvious homicide. Spencer said Thursday investigators believe the body is between 8 and 10 years old. He's 4 feet 11 inches tall and weighs 123 pounds. $10,000 reward for information leading to the boy's identity or to the identity of his killer or killers.
Oh, I think I know which one she's talking about, because initially they thought it was
Nevada
this other
Trail.
boy. Yeah, they thought it was another boy, and then they found that boy and his dad safe somewhere else. So it turned out
Wow.
not to be that particular boy. So now they don't know who this boy is. So I know which one they're talking about on that one. Yeah, I was reading a little piece about that the other day.
Yeah. So much bad stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately. And it's sad that it's got to be kids that it happens to, you know. It's just really sad.
Tell us about Darren.
Darren Walker. He is missing from Wichita, Kansas since May 20th of this year. He's 53. He's 5'11", weighs 175 pounds, blonde hair that's graying. He was last seen in the area of Central and Main in Wichita. In the past, he has not been known to frequent the areas of Pawnee and Meridian. He has had some recent medical issues, and family is very concerned about his well-being. If you have any information regarding Darren's disappearance, you know his whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-263-6011 and see if we can't get him found and back to where he needs to be. I know he's got family worried about him and looking for him and been out searching for him. So see if we can help him out.
Right.
Definitely.
This next case we have covered a couple times, but it looks like you got some.
Darren went outside to smoke, never came back in. He was highly medicated, no fun activity since. Thank you for that information, Julie. I appreciate that. So he went outside to smoke and never came back in. He was
Wow.
highly medicated, and there's been no activity on his cell phone since then. That's scary.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Tell us
who were
about
you
Deidre.
to? Who?
Deidre.
Oh, Deirdre.
Yeah, it looks like you updated the flyer a little bit.
Yeah, I was sent some more recent photos of her, the two in the center there. She's missing from Topeka, Kansas since May 19th of 2021. She's 17. She's 5'4" to 5'5" inches tall, 140 to 150 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. It's believed she may still be in Topeka or she may be in the Lawrence, Kansas area. If you have any information regarding Deidre's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9247 or 785-368-9200 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And Deidre, if you see this, you know, you're 17, you're almost 18. You know, let's get back to where you need to be and, you know, just wait it out and do it right. You know, you're almost there. You're getting close.
Exactly.
Yeah. Definitely.
Let's talk about Diane.
That was one I ran across on KBI's website just by chance. I was looking for something else and ran across her. She's missing from here in Salina, Kansas since February 1st of 2021. She was 59 when she went missing. She's now 60. She's 5'6", weighs 140 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes. Not much else known about her disappearance at this time. So if there's any family members or friends of hers that may be able to shed some light into her disappearance, please let us know. If you have any information regarding her disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Salina, Kansas Police Department at 785-826-7210 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help get her brought home. All right, like I said, I don't know much about her, just what I have on the flyer, and that's all that KBI had, and hopefully we can find out more.
Yeah.
Yep. It's kind of a scary thing there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that, and I've been checking media outlets here in town, and there's been nothing in the media here in town about her disappearance or anything.
Wow.
That was the main reason I made her flyer and posted it, because there's nothing out there. So I thought if I could at least get a conversation started or get some awareness on her
Yeah.
being missing, maybe more information will come out.
Let's talk about Jashayla.
Okay, Jashayla. Let's see, she's missing from Junction City, Kansas since May 25th of 2021. She's 17 years old. She's 4'11" to 5 foot. She weighs 125 to 140 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes. Her hair may be dyed a dark red or a light brown. If you have any information regarding Jashayla's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Junction City, Kansas Police Department at 785-762-5912 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get her located and back to where she needs to be. And again, her name is Jashayla Hakikia Dixon. I hope I said that right.
Right.
Yep. Hopefully I did.
Thanks everybody for stopping by tonight.
Yeah. Always welcome to stop by and hang out with us for a while and go through some cases and see if we can't help.
Prayers to all the family from Judy Dunn.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Lloyd.
All right. Lloyd McGee III. Missing from Prairie Village, Kansas since May 27, 2021. He's 13 years old. He's 5'6" to 5'7", 135 to 145 pounds. Black hair and brown eyes. It's believed he may still be in Prairie Village or he may be in the Kansas City, Missouri area. If you have any information regarding Lloyd's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Prairie Village, Kansas Police Department at 816-605-0068 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And see if we can't help get Lloyd found and back to where he needs to be.
Yeah.
Heavens, he's only 13. I mean, Trisha's watching from YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yay. Thank you for watching from YouTube.
Yeah, we got to find that kid. 13 is way too young to be
out
doing things on your own.
Definitely.
Let's talk about Mackenzie.
Yep, we've covered her.
13-year-old.
Yeah, we've covered her before, and I was asked to cover her again. I had to make a correction to her flyer. Trying to locate her flyer on my list here. There it is. I had to correct her height and weight on her flyer. She's been missing since April 16, 2021. She's 13. Her correct height is 5'5", and her correct weight is between 155 and 165. I believe I had her a little bit shorter and not quite as heavy. Hate to put it that way, but she has black hair and brown eyes. It's believed she may still be in Wichita or she might be in the Kansas City area. Again, she's 13 years old. She's 5'5", weighs between 155 and 165, and she has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Mackenzie's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456, or the KBI at 785-296-4017, and see if we can't get Mackenzie located and back to where she needs to be. Trisha said she started out on Facebook and switched over to YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
And Mackenzie, if whoever you're with is is an adult, they are not a good person. If they're telling you it's okay, you don't need to tell anybody where you're at. So just a little heads up. I don't need to meet this person to let you know that they do not have your best interests at heart.
Right.
They're breaking the law tremendously.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I was looking at Facebook earlier. I think it was before I got off. It was right when I got off, not long after I got off work. I think it was. Might have been on a break at work. I don't remember. But I was looking at the Dodge City group, and somebody said, anonymous, is it okay for a 27-year-old to date, or is it legal for a 27-year-old to date a 16-year-old? And I was like, oh my God. If you got to ask, you shouldn't be doing it. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, and some of the comments were pretty good too.
I don't know, man. People are wild.
It's crazy.
I mean, who wants to be that 27-year-old guy that's like, yeah, I gotta go pick up my girlfriend from high school? I mean, like, if I knew that guy, I would probably make jokes immediately.
Yeah, I would agree, Amy.
I'm like, oh, you drive an ice cream truck? I mean, that's just kind of creepy.
Yeah, she said that would be no. I agree. That would be no. I have a 16-year-old myself, and if I found out a 27-year-old guy was wanting to date her, I would be like, hit the trail, bud.
It's not cool.
You can forget that idea right now.
Not cool. Okay, tell us about Pruitt.
All right, Pruitt Riley is missing from Mulberry, Kansas, and I'm looking since May 31st, 2021. He's 17 years old. He's 5'7" to 5'8", weighs 200 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. Not much else is known about his disappearance, but if you have any information regarding his disappearance, you know his whereabouts, please call the Crawford County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 620-724-8274 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get Pruitt located and back where he needs to be. And hopefully we can get him found soon and safe. And there again, Pruitt, you're 17 and, just need to go back and take care of business and just go through the process of getting yourself taken care of. And then you'll be 18 and you can, start to live life as an adult. Amy Jean says her daughter was 13 and seeing an 18-year-old, she was grounded for 6 months. Whoa.
Yeah, that's
can't say I blame you there. I cannot say I blame you at all for that.
A little creepy.
Yeah. I mean, why would a guy that's, in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s think it's okay to mess around with a girl that's, still in high school? I mean, come on.
I mean, what do they talk about? Like, my niece is like 20. That's like an adult woman. And I mean, she's awesome, but like, we have nothing in common. I just like, she talks and talks and talks. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. It's like, it's weird, man. It's like, what do you have to talk to a teenage girl about? Like, what could you possibly have in common?
Right.
Yeah.
She says she's now 22 and said it was the best thing she ever did for her.
Yeah. I mean, anybody that's trying to date a 13-year-old that's 18 years old, I guess probably doing them a favor trying to get between that person just sounds like they're trying to take advantage of a situation.
Yeah.
And like, what, he can't find an 18-year-old girl to date him? He's got to go talk to a child?
You just never know what their motives are,
Yeah. Now this one scares me. Let's talk about Ryan. I don't like the case at all.
Yeah, we covered him before, and I added some pictures to his flyer, and basically he's been missing since May 17th, 2021. He's 11, he's 5'8", 125, brown hair, hazel eyes. He walked out of La Vista Elementary School, located at 78th and Terry Drive in La Vista, about noon that day. Last confirmed sighting of Ryan at that point was at 2 p.m. on Monday. Recent information, a business not far from where Ryan lives has got some footage of him walking down the street in the neighborhood close to where he lived after he left the school also. So they're reviewing that surveillance footage as well. They've also been draining lakes and looking in creeks and things of that nature because he is autistic and he's considered high functioning. And for some reason, autistic kids are drawn to water. So that's mainly where they've been focusing their search. But with the revelation of this new video surveillance, they're looking in a different direction now. So hopefully they'll find him. They still haven't found him, and it's been over 2 weeks. So I mean,
but the one thing that kind of makes me feel like a little bit of confidence is, didn't you say like they looked at his like search history and he's been like really nerding out on survival videos and like how to live in the wild? So to me, there's a good chance this kid is held up somewhere in the woods just fine, eating rabbits or something. You know, like I mean, if he was looking at all that stuff, it'd be different if he just was just gone and they had no idea why. But it looks like he might have been, you know. Yeah, and I get it. My wife watches these survivor shows and stuff, and I mean, sometimes it sounds appetizing. Just go live in the woods, you know, like there's no problems in the woods.
Yeah, they said he'd been searching, doing searches regarding hiding from the police, hiding underground, and how to avoid being spotted.
So I think I'm terrified that Ryan Larson's missing, but knowing what he was reading about before he went missing, there's a little bit of hope that he's just, you know, just being survivor man out there right now.
And I do want to point out the wording that I used on the flyer as far as he walked out of his school. Apparently, there's been some people questioning that, making it sound like he walked out and maybe somebody grabbed him or something. But apparently school was out, and instead of going to the bus, he went a different direction, is what somebody clarified in the comments on his flyer. So apparently, you know, he like I said, he's been doing these searches and stuff. So apparently it was something he had planned to do, is what it sounds like.
And that makes me feel better knowing that, you know, you know, you say high functioning autism. Most of my friends that have autism are usually really smart, you know, like, and they're really good at whatever they, you know, gravitate towards as being like something that they're into. So there's a really good chance this guy's just out there. Living the life, man. But yeah, obviously a little too young, Ryan, to be playing like survivor, man.
If you look at that picture on the far right, that was what he was last known to be wearing, was that jacket there. But I was looking at that picture a little closer. It looks like he's got some kind of a law enforcement badge hanging around his neck. He's got a walkie-talkie on one hip. He's got, looks like maybe a compass hanging down there.
That was the last day that they saw him. Is that they took that picture?
That's what he was last wearing, was that black jacket. I don't know about the other stuff, but yeah, he was wearing that black jacket, blue jeans, an Old Navy shirt, and he had a polka dotted umbrella. He did have his backpack, but they don't know if it had like school supplies in it or survival supplies in it, maybe of some sort. And then I saw some information where they were talking about, and they were questioning whether he actually had the backpack or not. So, I mean, most of what I've seen says he did, so I don't know. But police are asking that if you see Ryan, to not approach him. Instead, follow him at a safe distance. Don't call his name out, but call 911 immediately, or call the La Vista, Nebraska Police Department at 402-331-1582 and report where you see him at. Again, they're saying don't approach him and don't call his name. Just follow him at a safe distance and call 911 immediately, or the La Vista, Nebraska Police Department, 402-331-1582. See if we can help get this little guy found and get him home. Actually, he's not so little. He's taller than me.
Yeah.
I'm 5'6". He's 5'8".
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, yes, he's you know, he's 11, but he's been reading about this stuff. You know, he's 5'8". You know, he's a pretty big, like you said, that's bigger than you. I'm hoping this guy's just out living on the land, man. Like, I think if he was, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. Maybe I'm still just high off of Adriana Pack coming home. But I have a lot of hope for Ryan Larson. I feel like he kind of planned this, and maybe, you know, we need to obviously crash that party and bring him home and say, hey, you know, like, when you're an adult, you can go off the grid as long as you want, camp, whatever you got to do. But I mean, it's still not nice to not tell people where you're at. You know, people care about you. And then if he wants to do this kind of stuff, maybe
Yeah.
maybe his parents or whoever can get him, get into some more hands-on camping and survival type stuff. But yeah, Ryan, buddy, you're not a good time to just go out and live on your own at 11, man.
Yeah.
You got a lot of stuff you got to take care of before you start doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree with Amy Jean. She's saying his poor parents, I'm sure they're terrified.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And Alicia's saying, hey, I'm sorry I'm late. You're fine, Alicia. Better
Kelsey
late than...
Youngblood's in the house.
Yeah, Kelsey. Hey, Kelsey.
Judy Dunn's here.
She must have got off work earlier or something.
Yeah, I'm holding out hope for Ryan Larson. When you told me about all those internet searches, that made me give it a little bit of hope that, obviously it sounds like he's gone on his own volition and he had a plan, so
I'm hoping he's still safe and okay and just, like you say, living off the land somewhere. But, it's been over 2 weeks now. So hopefully he's okay.
I'm watching this show called Alone, and they drop these people off in the wilderness and it's trying to make 100 days with just themselves. And grown men, grown women are tapping out after like day 13, just being outside all the time, so
oh wow,
it's not easy to live out in the woods, you have to do a lot of work to do. You'll starve, so. But again, who knows, man? He might have been prepared for all that. I'm hoping for the best. Let's talk about this unsolved homicide, man.
Okay. Well, real quick, Melissa's asking if they're still doing search parties. I don't know if they're still doing the volunteer search parties, but I know law enforcement agencies are still out there looking for him.
Yeah, way too young. He is just a baby.
Yeah.
Hello, Belinda.
Hey, Belinda. Thank you for joining us. Okay, you want to talk about unsolved homicide?
Yeah, Tim McGuigan.
Okay. I'm looking for there it is. Let's see. He missed a breakfast date with his son on the morning of September 7th, 2011. He did not show up for work that day either. He was found shot to death inside his house, which is located in an East Wichita neighborhood. Police found no signs of a break-in and nothing was missing. Autopsy results show that Tim was shot 4 times in the torso, twice in his arm and hand. There was also evidence of blunt force trauma to his head. Police received a couple tips following the murder and interviewed everyone close to Tim, but never developed a solid lead or person of interest. If you have any information regarding Tim's death, please call Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-268-4181 or 316-268-4111. And hopefully we can help keep the conversation going about his case and get some tips generated.
So weird.
It's been 10 years, coming up on 10 years in September.
We see these cases like this, and I'm just like, what could this guy have? Like, who could have been after that guy? He just looks like the most normal guy.
Mm-hmm.
Brutally murdered in his own house. No suspects.
Right. Yeah, shot 4 times in the torso, twice in the arm and hand, and evidence of blunt force trauma to his head. So whoever did it wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to be around to identify him or something.
All right.
That's
hey, Jason.
Crazy. Just crazy. Just crazy. Well, guys, if you guys know anything regarding his case, get that information called in and, get the investigators something to work with. It's been nearly 10 years. And those numbers again were 316-268-4181 or 316-268-4111. Definitely get something called in. Let's help this family, get some justice in this case.
Judy says she prays someday I learn the identity of the second shooter in my son's homicide. I didn't know Judy's son was a victim of homicide.
What's your son's name?
Yeah, let us know who your son is.
Yeah.
We'd love to talk about his case on here. See if anybody knows. sorry to hear about your loss. That's
Yeah, definitely.
not a club anybody wants to be a part of.
So they did. So they did get one of the shooters. Then his name is Joshua Kalina. I'll have to look that one up. Okay.
What?
What? Did you look him up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Yeah, we'll have to cover this case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
But
on
why
here.
doesn't the kid that got caught roll over on the other shooter?
That's what I was wondering too. I was thinking about
What do you
that.
have to lose? You're in prison.
Right.
The hell do you have to lose?
Right.
You're gonna protect some other guy? What? That's stupid.
Go down on your own and let the other guy walk. Come on.
Yeah. Let's talk about these Proctor brothers.
Okay. Alex Jacob Proctor is missing from Wichita, Kansas since June 2nd, 2021. It's believed that he is with his brother Elijah Proctor, who's also considered missing endangered. Alex was last seen at Seneca and I-235 in Wichita around 10:30 p.m. June 2nd. He is 16 years old, 5'8", weighs 130 pounds. He has brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Alex's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or 316-263-6011 and see if we can't get him and his brother both found and get them back home. And then we will be talking about Elijah here just shortly. This is Elijah Moses Proctor, missing since June 2nd, 2021. He's 15, 5'8", 125, brown hair and brown eyes. It's believed that he may be with his brother Alex Proctor, who's also considered missing and endangered. He was last seen at Seneca and I-235 in Wichita. If you have any information regarding Elijah's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or 316-263-6011 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And I kind of liked, when I was doing these flyers last night, I couldn't help but notice the biblical references to the names, the Elijah Moses and the Alex Jacob, the Jacob, Moses, and Elijah. I thought was kind of interesting. I liked it.
I'm making people mad, Ricky.
Sorry.
I've upset two viewers.
I did.
I did.
Oh, how'd you do that?
They said to stop yawning.
Oh.
Said I made two people tired.
Oh no.
She says she filmed a documentary with the one they did get. I forgave him, but he can't forget. Oprah Winfrey 2015 Epic Belief series, Acts of Faith. He won't tell because he was told they would kill his fam. Okay.
That explains quite
Judy,
a bit.
we'd love to talk to you sometime. That sounds like a really
Yeah.
interesting story.
Yeah. Definitely.
Bring these Proctor boys home.
Yep. Let's get these guys found and brought home safe.
Enough's enough. Let's talk about Carly.
Talk about who?
Carly.
Oh, Carly. That's another Nebraska one. She is missing from Lincoln, Nebraska since May 17, 2021. She's 23. She is 5'2" to 5'4" inches tall, weighs between 130 and 150 pounds. She has brown hair that may be dyed black and brown eyes. She was last seen in the 2000 block of Worthington Avenue, about 5 blocks north of the home where she lives with her parents on Worthington near Bryan West Campus. Investigators have determined that Carly has gone missing under suspicious circumstances. She had arranged to apply for jobs, but did not have a vehicle at the time of her disappearance, and she had recently missed a court date. I'm not sure what the court date was for, but police do not believe that has anything to do with her disappearance. Again, she's 23 years old. She's 5'2" to 5'4" and weighs between 130 and 150 pounds. She has brown hair that may be dyed black and hazel eyes. She has gauges in her ears, a nose ring, and tattoos on her stomach, wrist, and ankle. And the one on her wrist is pictured up there, the watercolor flower on her forearm. And if you have any information regarding Carly's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Lincoln, Nebraska Police Department at 402-441-9903 or Nebraska Missing Persons Clearinghouse at 877-441-5678. And see if we can help get Carly located and back home where she belongs with her folks, safe and sound. You know, even if you think it's a small, little, tiny piece of information, call it in, because it might be something the investigators hadn't known before, or may send them in a direction they haven't been aware of that they needed to go before, or something along those lines. And Jody's saying that would be great, or Judy, excuse me. And she has an email address on there.
Cool. Yeah, you should reach out to her, have her come on the show sometime. We'd love to hear that story.
She said there's her email and give me your contact info. Thank you, Belinda, for sharing that with your family up in Nebraska regarding Carly. And see if we can't help get her located.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more.
Actually, a friend of mine up in a little bit more north and west of me actually was one that made me aware of Carly last night. So
Gotta quit yawning. Sorry, it's getting late, and it's only 8:30 here in the desert, y'all. I don't know why I'm yawning.
yeah, that's what
I
I
didn't
was
even work today. I was off today.
That's a good question, Melissa. Can the police put the family in witness protection type thing? So maybe the kid will talk. Well, it's possible.
Yeah, we probably got. I mean, that's moving a lot of people, you know. And who knows, man? It's cowardly though. But I mean, I guess if he's protecting his family, but still, it's like you were man enough to hang out with this person and commit a crime with him. Now you're not man enough to.
Yes, it's definitely been a long week. She said he won't talk. He was a Crip.
Oh, okay.
That says it all right there.
Gangs don't turn on each other.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Robert.
Robert Jones Jr. He was one we've covered before, but when I was asked to cover again, he's missing from Parsons, Kansas since February 17th of 2021. 17 years old. He's 5'9", 160 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He's last seen in the 1900 block of Crawford in Parsons. This is kind of vague, but it's believed he's in southeast Kansas somewhere. If you have any information regarding Robert's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Parsons, Kansas Police Department at 620-FIX-0 or KBI 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get him back where he needs to be. They're again 17 years old. You're almost there, Robert. It's time to just go back and take care of business and just wait till you're 18 and you can be out on your own doing your own thing.
Yeah.
You got people looking for you, worried about you. Let them know you're all right.
Possibly Baxter Springs area.
Yeah, possibly the Baxter Springs. Okay. Thank you for that piece of information, Crystal.
Exactly,
the more people
Roxanne.
share the fires, the farther the message is. Yep, I agree with that completely, Roxanne. Definitely. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Well, I did have an issue with my 16-year-old when she was considerably younger, where she disappeared for a short time, and she had actually gone to a friend's house, just didn't tell anybody that's where she was going, and of course had the police involved looking and everything, and
right.
I can tell you it was nerve-wracking. And when she did finally surface and I talked to her about the whole situation, I literally in the hallway outside my apartment door, I leaned against the wall and just stood there and cried.
Yeah.
I was so relieved she was okay.
Now is Jeffrey Ree missing? Because I have like 3 flyers for him.
He's probably a repeater. But that's the
Okay.
latest. That's the latest one, I do believe. And he's missing from Pittsburgh, Kansas since February 19th, 2021. Another 17-year-old. He's 5'6" to 6 foot, 145 to 150 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He was last seen in the 800 block of West 6th in Pittsburgh. If you have any information regarding Jeffrey's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Pittsburgh, Kansas Police Department at 620-231-1700 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And Jeffrey, here again, you're 17, just go back and take care of business and, do it the right way. You're almost 18 and then you can be, an adult out on your own, doing your own thing. Just do it the right way.
Yeah.
If these children only knew this world is not safe to be doing this, there's always help in a safe. Yeah, that's very true. I mean, there's the 1-800 runaway number that they could call for help and direction. Possibly in the Burgess, Missouri area. Thank you, Crystal. Appreciate that.
Now we have 2 sisters, correct?
Yeah, and we've done these before, and they were found, and now they're missing again.
Well, let's talk about Ajane first.
Ajane Nene McGill. Missing from Topeka, Kansas since June 1st. She's 14. She's 5'7" to 5'9", weighs between 240 and 256. She has brown hair and brown eyes. It's believed that she's with her sister Ashante, who is also considered endangered missing, and that they are believed to be in the Lawrence area. If you have any information regarding Ajane's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9247 or 785-368-9200 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get these girls found and back home where they need to be. Also, is this regarding Jeffrey DeVore, Crystal? I'm assuming Mulberry, Frontenac, and Pittsburgh, Kansas areas as well. Yeah, well, okay, that's regarding Jeffrey DeVore. Okay, thank you, Crystal. And this is Shanti McGill. She went missing from Topeka June 1st, 2021. She's 16. She's 5'5" to 5'7", weighs between 125 and 146. She has brown hair and brown eyes. And it's believed she's with her sister Ajane that we just talked about, and they're believed to be in Lawrence. If you have any information regarding Ashanti's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department, 785-368-9247 or 785-368-9200 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get these young ladies back home where they need to be. Hopefully we can.
Right. Was the 14-year-old the one that recently moved to Topeka?
Do I know? Which one?
Judy Dunn's asking. Yeah, was the 14-year-old the one that recently moved to Topeka?
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Roxanne said anyone trying to get back home needs to go to Greyhound for a free ticket home for all listed kids and sometimes adults who have flyers out or are listed with the police. Awesome, Roxanne.
And actually, those two, I believe, were the last 2 cases I believe we had for the night.
Yeah, now it's time for our located safe reel.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight and hanging out with us. We got a little bit more show left. Hang out with us while we play this located reel, safe reel, and then we'll say goodbye to you. But thanks for hanging out, everybody. You're watching the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast.
Yeah, it's always good to see those located safes. Always good. And we did have one located deceased this week. It was an older gentleman. It was a silver alert that I did a flyer for and put out there. And sadly, he was found deceased after a car accident.
Wow.
I don't know if it was a single or multiple car or anything like that. But
Good night, Christopher.
yeah, Christopher, thanks for hanging out with
Melissa is
us.
asking if they identified the skull from Salina or the body from Mitchell County yet.
I haven't seen a word on either one. I've been checking news sources and stuff like that, and I just have not seen anything.
Yeah.
And at last I knew on the skull that they found, they were going to try to extract DNA and try to match that way, and I haven't heard any more on that since.
Hopefully we find something out on that. It'd be nice to know the
Yeah.
skull at least, figure out, at least cross some names off a list,
Yeah. Definitely. Thanks for the podcast tonight. Have a good night, guys. You too, Melissa. Thanks for stopping by and hanging with us for a while. Yeah, I figure it was 21 or 22 we covered tonight. Another busy night, which is...
We'll be back Tuesday for episode 60.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be kind of a one night shorter turnaround than usual since my internet issues last night, which...
You'll probably see quite a few cold cases.
Yep, hopefully. Hopefully we can get some more cold cases worked into there.
Right.
And we do want to look into... when I look his name up again, Joshua Kalina's case a little closer and see what we can do to help Judy out. And maybe we can find out who the second person is.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Judy, you can, if you want to. I mean, yeah, I'll email you, or you can message me here at the page too. Either way, but yeah, definitely we can do that. Alex Perez is asking. Roxanne's asking about Alex Perez. You have his flyer handy dandy?
I do.
I will have here in 2 shakes. No, come on. Yeah, I didn't see Irene tonight either. Yep, Alex is missing from Ulysses, Kansas since December 1st of 2020. He's 35, 5'11", 235 pounds, black hair that he shaves nearly bald, and brown eyes. Contacted a family member via telephone on December 1st and said he was going to be coming over to their home to do some laundry. He never arrived at that family member's home, and he hasn't been heard from or seen since that time. He had been staying with family and friends prior to his disappearance, and it is believed he may still be in the Ulysses area, or he might be in the Garden City or surrounding areas. He has a tattoo of a bumblebee on his face underneath his left eye, which you can see there in a couple of the pictures. He also has Perez tattooed on one of his arms, and he has that tattoo you can see in the one picture going along his collarbone there. And if anybody has any information regarding Alexander's disappearance, no matter how minute or small you think that information is, call it in. Or you might know where he might be. Call the Grant County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 620-356-3500, or the Ulysses, Kansas Police Department at 620-356-4600, or the KBI at 785-296-4017, and see if we can't get Alex located and back home. It's been just almost 7 months.
Right.
Yeah. So we need to help get him found and back home.
Yeah. Get some movement on it at least, find something else out. I don't know why I take my hat off and show everybody my bald spot.
Yeah.
All right. I just showed everybody my ugly bald spot. I'm working on.
Right.
See, now it looks better. You got to comb it over, Ricky.
Do the comb over.
See how thin it is right here in the front? My brother's like going bald up front, so I know it's coming. He's older.
Yeah.
But I have got to get out of here, man. I have some stuff to do. But this has been awesome. This has been a great show.
Yeah, just want to thank everybody for being with us and hanging out with us for about the last hour and 16 minutes. And, again, I apologize for my internet issues that prevented us from doing this last night, but, at least we're here tonight and we got her done. And thank you all for being with us and joining us. And until we see you on June 8th at 9:00, you guys stay safe. God bless. Take care. And we will catch you then.
Well,
I don't think it, I thought it, that's different. I said what I said and I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought in a person, the way that I talk and the way that I ought to be able to pause and to say that the fault can be placed on my arm, to this playful assault, to disgrace in this arm. Pray for the day they could wait for the calm. You can't control the storm, only weather it, whether it's 5 weeks and 5 days of rain sideways, or scorched earth, search for death, or water left with all the thorns, with the petals gone, settle on the breath of autumn. If the ground fits,